said, how you doing? All right, now we're awake. First and foremost, volunteers, thank you so much for coming out, giving of your time, giving of your day, especially when you're not out on the track yourself, driving around. So thank you, thank you, thank you. A hand for our volunteers. Now for my drivers. We're back. Back at Homestead-Miami Speedway, back on the track, back where we're going to go a whopping 75 miles an hour. Your Lamborghinis are going to be like, what? But there's a reason why we only go that fast. Because we got little ones that we're giving a great experience to today. Today is not about how amazingly fast your car is. It is about the fact that it is a dream car that only lives on posters. And these kids, who we all know are terminally ill, are getting a chance to sit inside of that dream car. Probably the only chance they're ever going to get. So you guys and girls are heroes to these kids today. One of the biggest things that I want to put out there, talk to me, what's up? Hey, Anna.
Hi.
What's up?
Sorry. We have some vehicles that don't have the sticker on them.
Round them
So,
up.
we have a black Lambo with a white stripe, garage 29A matte. So when you guys are done here, will you please go to your vehicle so we can check you in? Or go over to the driver's check-in side because we're going to put a number in your vehicle. The gray Porsche, garage 29. A Viper gray with black and red stripe, garage 28. A yellow Ferrari, 28. Black Lambo, 27. Garage is what I'm pulling out. A matte gray Lambo, also. Gray Porsche Martini. Yellow and black McLaren, and a yellow Lambo. All of you guys, we need you guys to please go and check in the vehicle because we've got to make sure everything has been taken care of.
He's got the sticker.
This is the gray, black, and red Viper, and she can get this.
I took care of it.
No, this year.
I took care of it already.
Okay.
You're welcome. Black and white Viper. Okay, anybody else
Black
has a
and red.
sticker?
Gray.
By any chance?
Anna. Gray, black, and red Viper.
You want to only know where
Yes. Okay, got it. Okay, that's all I needed. So if we call you guys out, please go to the
Start over.
driver's check-in. Thank you.
I'm going to start over because they want a video. I'm not that cute. Alright, so we're starting over. They want a video. So,
volunteers.
volunteers! Yay! So like I said a little minute ago, you guys are the heroes. All the black shirts, drivers. You are bringing that poster to life. You are bringing that dream car to life to some of these kids, like I said, that are terminally ill and may not see next year's event. So you are going to be providing this amazing experience, which means that all the horses, all the power, everything that lives in your right foot will not do this. We're going to go more like, because we don't want to scare these kids. Now, who is here for the first time? Wow. Welcome, 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 and thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're here for the first time, and by the end of today, I promise you that you'll leave changed. You'll leave with a warm, fuzzy feeling in your heart. This is an event that 3 years ago I was asked to do, and ever since that first event, I cannot miss this. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. It doesn't matter who's competing in what. It doesn't matter what race in the world I'm supposed to be at. This event, no way. I won't miss this. So you'll leave changing, trust me. Now, let's get down to the ugly side of what we talk about in the drivers' meetings. This is Homestead-Miami Speedway. This part. This is what you're racing on today, not racing driving. Can you tell I'm used to drivers' meetings with people that go 200 miles an hour? Sorry. This is what you're driving on today. Now, out here in the front of the track is the starter stand. This is really small, and I'm sorry. This is the only thing the track had. You are going to come out. Go through turn number 1. Do not go up and around this oval. On this side, do not go up there. That is over there. Unless you are a NASCAR, you don't go over there. Everybody say that. I will not go over there. Do not go over there. I will be yelling at you and you'll find out why they call me Gorilla. So, you're going to go down turn 1, follow the inside, all of this fun stuff around the track. Then you're going to come to the hairpin, which is a lovely left-hand turn, which if you're going even remotely fast will shoot you out into the grass, and Red Service Department will be ready for you when this is over. Okay? You will go up onto the back straight of Homestead-Miami Speedway. You will see some cones on the ground. That means don't go in here. That's going to be way over here. Okay? You are not going to go through the inside part of the track. We are putting you up on this bank of Homestead-Miami Speedway, which is the one on that side. So, everybody said I will not go in over there. But I will go in over there. Now, here's the secret to the banking. Who's ever driven a car on a banking before? Who has not? You are going to be freaked out on the first one. Your car is literally going to do this. And you're going to think you're going to tip over. Do not slow down. Maintain your speed. You have a very good car that was designed to do this. Trust me, you'll be fine. For those of you that are a little more adventurous, don't. The very top of the banking is where I would tell you to go if we were going 140, 150 miles an hour. Don't go up there. You won't like it. There are little rubber pellets that we call marbles. They will get all over your tires and you're going to think something's wrong. Then you're going to go, Lamborghini of Miami and Prestige Auto, and you're going to say, there's something wrong with my car. And they're going to look at your car and they're going to say, there's nothing wrong with your car, your tires are just dirty. Because they're filled with little rubber pellets because you went way the heck up there thinking you were an Andretti of some sort. Stay to the middle lane or the bottom. If you're on the bottom, that is a safer space than being in the middle. In the middle, you need to maintain your speed because you're like this. And if you slow down, you're going to start doing this. And you're going to end up on the bottom. Centrifugal force. Science. We don't just drive in circles in racing. Scientists. Just crazy people I like to go with. So, we are going to bring you into the track. On this side, between garages 23 and 24, I believe, there is what we call a breather. It's a big open space that you can see the track from where you are. Go through there, make a left. Okay, we will line you up and you will go out accordingly. When you're coming back into the paddock, which is this whole area here. Who's never been to a racetrack? Because I might be saying things that, okay, I have to say this. So, this is known as the paddock. Maximum speed is 5 miles an hour. Don't go faster than that. There are going to be little kids walking around, rolling around, parents, you name it. Don't. 5 miles an hour. That's all you get inside the paddock. When you come back into the paddock, you're going to come off the track. You're going to come into pit in, which is how you go inside the pits. When you get there, you're going to make your first left through the wall. And you're going to come back into the paddock. Do whatever you've got to do. Breathe, have a drink, whatever you need. And you're going to come back out. The breezeway on this side, which is literally right over here. You're going to go in, we're going to line you up, and out you go. Now the kids. For those that have not been here before, there's a range of everything you can imagine with these kids. Sometimes the parent has to get in there with the kid, and the kid rides on the lap because the kid just can't handle it. That's okay. We will get the parent in and take them for a ride. Okay? That's important. Remember, like I said at the beginning, you're a hero to this kid. This child is looking at you as a comic book figure that just came out of a poster with your cool Red Bull jacket, and he thinks that you are a Red Bull driver. But you're going to drive like their little Aunt Sally going down. She liked that one. Ride2Revive is an amazing event. It's an amazing organization. And the family that puts this together every year, we're starting tomorrow for next year's event. All of you guys know that. Just come up here already, would you?
Guys, I want to just jump in for 2 seconds. A few people I want to say thank you to, but the one person I just want to point out before I go is there's one individual that made sure this event occurs every single year. Myself and my sister, Brooke, come up here for a quick second. We had a crazy... This event started and originated from over 10 years ago. A different organization reaching out to us and asking if we could get involved, and Brooke and I dissecting the problems with what was going on in the local charity foundations. And anybody in this room can write a check. We all can do that quick mitzvah, we can give that quick donation, and we feel like our duty for the community is done. That's the farthest thing from the truth. In reality, what we're doing today is not necessarily just about writing a check, sitting at home with your friends and family and feeling great about it. You guys are here. You took your beautiful Sunday to join us, to be with these children, just like Gorilla said, to deliver them a dream. The purpose of this is to revitalize the senses. Revitalize the senses of these kids that are going through these very difficult, life-threatening illnesses. They're battling it out every day. And what you're going to do today is you're going to give them something to strive for. You now become their hero, like Gorilla says. They want to fight this illness. Now, we are taking them out of the hospital setting from weeks, if not months, of different treatment. And we brought them here to get them out of the normal day-to-day minutia of being at the hospital, dealing with the doctors, going to the same treatment, seeing the same victims and children that are inside the hospital with them. And we have now pulled them out and allowed them to bring and be next to their siblings, their friends, their family, and now their new extended family, which is us. And bringing them out and seeing, wow, oh my God, look at the sun, look at the air, look at the people, look at the exhaust, look at the combustion engine. I love this. You're going to get children that will sit with you and be in the car and say, what do you do? Tell me, what did you do to get here? You'll have other children that will come in the car that will just sit there and say, thank you. I'm grateful to be here. You'll have other children that will come in and be car nuts and will know exactly what vehicle they're driving, the horsepower, and they're going to come to you and tell you, I want you to go really, really fast. Just like Gorilla said, we're going to do it within reason. Okay, you guys are all very educated and all very smart. We want to make sure that we deliver these children an incredible time while not freaking the situation out. Do we all agree with that?
Yes.
We want to make sure that these children walk away from this event with a, holy shit, this was amazing, I can't wait for next year, and that's the biggest key. The child that walks away and says, not I want to be here next year, Mom and Dad, or my brother or my sister, I'm going to be here next year. I'm going to be at Ride2Revive next year. And I cannot begin to tell you the amount of families that have joined us years prior, which we were unfortunately delivered some bad news about that family situation. And we were told that the situation was X, and here we are 2-3 years later, and they are still with us, part of the Ride2Revive organization. And that's what we want. We want to get to bring this excitement, this thrilling ability to make this happen every year. This is the 9th year. The 9th year this has went on. So Brooke and I had this crazy idea to create this, and we started this in a parking lot at the Gulfstream Park. For those that remember, it started with some cars of ours, some cars from great customers. I think the first event we had 6 or 7 or 8 cars, if anything. And then all of a sudden we had grown from a parking lot where we were setting up an autocross with cones. It was crazy. To where we are today, at an iconic track. Because remember something, what we're doing today, people have been on tracks before. We've been to PBIR, we might have been blessed enough to come to Homestead. But this is an iconic track, guys. This is a NASCAR track. For the child to be able to be in an autocross on the inside is one thing. For him to be in the passenger seat, just like Marilla said, and as that car comes up the bank, to look left to their driver and have the vehicle like this, they feel like they are Lightning McQueen. They feel like they are a part in the movie. We have now just excited them. They're walking out of a McLaren, they're getting into a Ferrari, they're leaving the Ferrari, they're getting into a Lamborghini. This is the childhood dream of everybody. The difference is, these cars are no longer on posters in our dorm rooms, like most of you guys when you were children. Like 89 Countach, that famous photo of the garage with the 4 cars and said, stay in school, we got 1 car. Higher education, exactly. So those were what we grew up to. But now, this is the type of event where these children are going to be amazed. So, going back to my thank yous, Brooke and I had the crazy idea. One person executed it because I have massive ADD, so the idea started, and about 36 seconds later, I was on to the next thing. My mother came in and had put, I cannot even, I can cry right now saying thank you for everything you've done. What? Because what you have really put your heart and soul behind this, I cannot say thank you enough. This would never I can't thank you guys enough. Javier, our media team, Rich Webb, I mean, the list goes on, Marianne, I can't even start to name everybody. I just need to say thank you to Team Prestige because you guys were the horsepower to allow us for the past 6 months to stay focused on Ride2Revive, develop the little bases. You guys got involved as much as my sister, my mother, and myself. Thank you guys, Team Prestige. More importantly, you guys. Thank you for everything you've done. Just like Gorilla said, you guys are the heroes that are making this possible. We can have the crazy ideas, but if you guys didn't believe us to be here, if you didn't want to put your vehicles on the track to be here, this type of event would not happen. So thank you guys. Give yourself one quick round of applause. Amazing sponsors. Later today, you'll hear them on the mic. I just want to say thank you to the amazing sponsors that came in, to the drivers that came in with in-kind donations. Those monetary gains go to amazing benefits. Most of this event is paid for by in-kind donations to make sure all of us together give these children an incredible experience. This is not a Publishers Clearinghouse check at a fundraiser gala where we just paid Eva Longoria $100,000 to host and we have a $60,000 bill with Bark and G. All of this is for the children's smiles. This is why we do this. This is why you guys brought your vehicles out on us. Let's not forget that once again, guys. From my family to you, thank you for everything you guys do.
All right, so real quick, before he goes on and gives you a couple other pointers. Fuel. If you need fuel, the fuel barn is going to be open today from 12 to 1. Okay, we're going to do it for 1 hour. It's going to be totally open. It's right here. Can't miss it. The giant Sunoco sign. We have racing fuel, but remember, 75.
Every year that I race, I make sure that I do three things. I make sure I do the Make-A-Wish Foundation in Daytona. I make sure I do the Racing for Kids, Life Racing for Kids at Sebring, and obviously that's the Miami Speedway. This year, unfortunately, we had an accident. All the drivers.
At Sebring, not here.
All the drivers that do Sebring and Daytona are all pros or pro-am. This didn't happen at 150 miles an hour, which we do with the kids in those two tracks. This happened at 8 miles an hour in pit lane. The way the accident happened, and I explained it to Brett earlier, is you must be focused. When your engine is on, I expect your eyeballs here, not anywhere else, in front. A pro driver, well-known IMSA driver, that will remain anonymous, was in pit lane, kid was loaded, he turned to take a publicity picture for his sponsor, but out of the corner of his eye, like drivers do, he could see the cars moving. He had his pit button on, which allows you to hit the gas and go to 3,000 revs. And he turned back, having seen the cars move, and hit it. He forgot to see a volunteer on the right corner of the car. We all, at those locations, have tow hooks. He hit the guy in the femur with the tow hook, broke his leg. Two things happened. First of all, the guy had to be taken away, whatever, it's more important. The insurance policy for that event just went up 35%. So you guys must be focused. You want to take pictures, you want someone to take a picture of you, whatever you want, that engine better be off. When that engine turns on, you are focused. 75 miles an hour, no passing whatsoever. None. Zero. I want your windows down at all times. All times. When Brett gives you the sign to go to the end of pit lane, it is not a drag race to the end of pit lane. At Daytona this year, our speed limit was 60 clicks. That's 38 miles an hour. That's where you guys need to be. If you have a driver to your left when you are released, the guy on the left has the right of way and you fall behind him. The driver on the right falls behind him. Be prepared to come to a stop at the end of pit before you pit exit. Because the guy there with the flag may be seeing something coming that you're not even aware of. Because we may be out of sequence, whatever. So he's watching. That's why he won't release you. The moment he releases you, though, you stay left. Just like Gorilla said. You stay left. Don't go join the racing line. Forget that one.
You're not racing.
How many here are pro-am drivers? Okay. And how many weren't here last year? You must focus on Brett. He is the key to the deal, or Gorilla. When your passenger is loaded, remember the person putting the passenger in is coming in at an angle to fasten the seatbelt. As a driver, it is your responsibility to put your right hand out and make sure that thing is in right. Because from an angle, sometimes it won't go in all the way. The best thing you can do is to be in the middle of the track all the time. Being that there's no pro drivers here today, stay off the rumble strips, stay off the grass. If you go on the grass, for some reason you drop a wheel on the grass, do not try to power out of it. you'll end up in the wall on the left, or you'll end up in the wall on the right. Either way, it's body shot. So if that happens to you, just get off the throttle, steer the car back on the track, and go. If you have a problem with the car and you have to stop, do not get out of that car. You only get out of the car, and he and I know because they both go in fires, when the car is on fire. Otherwise, you stay in that car. Help will come to you. Do not get out on a live track. Now, Fred usually likes to bring his get loud noise stuff. Okay. So, when that happens, there is to be nobody over the pit wall. The only people over the pit wall are drivers in their cars. We can get the kids excited from the noise.
To explain to you guys what that means is when I tell you guys, let's hear your engines, I want to be able to have all the children that are in the car with you or the guests waiting on the opposite side of the pit wall to get excited by hearing the engine starting to roar. By doing that, just be cognizant that you're in neutral. Be cognizant that you're not in the car.
Don't laugh.
It's happened before. We've seen cars jump immediately. You give it one quick rev, and you're jumping 3-4 feet, and it freaks you out. You might only be 2 feet in front of the car in front of you. So just be smart about that. But the child next to you and everybody else around, we hope to hear the engines roar from here to Miami. That's the whole purpose. When he says get loud, that's what it means.
Today we're using NASCAR 3-4, which is banking.
The big
The
banking
one
over
he
there.
wants you to go on.
Not the one over there.
Not one, two.
That one.
So I like to actually go mid-track, around mid-track, 75 miles an hour. The big thing today is to watch your speed. Also, watch your distance between the cars. I don't want people inevitably dropping back so they can fly up to the guy in front. Okay? Not cool, because it backs everybody else up, and we're trying to get these sessions done properly. Maintain your distance, maintain your speed.
Everybody understand that arm signal? See, that, believe it or not, that is important. Just for the simple fact that if you do have an issue in the car, you have a mechanical problem, you might, the kid might need to come in because they're just not having it. That driver behind you has a kid that's super excited, they're in there laughing and joking and having a great time. And he's got his eyes straight. All of a sudden, you jump out, and he doesn't know what's going on. So just remember, stick your arm out the window. Just Arnold Schwarzenegger, big arms. Roar. All right, stick it out. That way the guy who drove behind you knows what's going on.
Both Brett and I have lost kids over the years. It's not real easy to deal with. The only way I can wrap my brain around it is by letting you guys know that you gave this kid his dying wish. You gotta think about that. These kids, and it's happened to Brett, it's happened to me, when they pass sometimes take with them momentums from this event in their coffin. You think about it. This is a very humbling experience. Very. And it might just change your priority list in life. I want you to be safe. I want you to have fun. But most importantly, be safe. You guys have thousands and thousands of horsepower out there. I know. Just remember, you gave this kid his dying wish.
Okay. Wait, real quick, brother. One thing I just want to make mention to you guys, just like Clive mentioned, just like in the typical rules of business, like we all are in, don't ever judge a book by its cover. There's a couple doctors in the room that I've seen, and I think you guys would agree. The different stages of the different type of battle that a child's going through might show a lot worse than others on one patient to another. So if you see a child that to you in the back of your mind, you're saying, wow, this individual looks great or looks healthy, or that you never know what they're going through. And remember, there also may be a sibling of the child coming in as well. So that's another thing. Part of this is not just revitalizing the senses by having them enjoy the vehicle they're driving in, but communicate with them, conversate, talk, introduce yourself, make them feel at home, make them feel like you are their newest and latest best friend, but make them feel comfortable about it. Pull information out without pulling too much. Don't say something that you guys might feel might make the child feel uncomfortable, but just communicate and develop a friendship with that child. The best thing in the world for you guys would have, let's just give an example, a young man named Michael that comes out of the car that gets back and says, I want to go back in with Dr. Gibson. I want to go back in with McLaren with Dr. Gibson. This is amazing. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear about that experience being wow. I want them to walk away from you guys, coming up to you afterward, bringing their Ride2Revive hat, asking you to sign. You guys are going to feel like Michael Schumacher, Mario Andretti. You're going to feel like that today. Because just like you both said, this is one of those events where these children are the heroes, but what you guys are doing to get back to the community is so significant. So just please keep in mind that we don't know what each individual child may look like, but we don't ever judge a book by its cover.
All drivers, I want you to look around and I want you to recognize the volunteer and their t-shirts. Those colors are specific to the volunteers. Keep your eyes open. They will be running between the cars. They'll be on the left, they'll be on the right, they'll be in the front, they'll be in the back. And that's how we had a problem this evening. So just pay attention. The other thing about the kids that you guys might want to think about is try to keep it in low revs as low as you can. Sorry, high revs. So that way, the kids want to hear the noise. They want to feel that that thing in quarter 3, 4, the G-force. But they don't want rumble strips because they're not expecting it. They're expecting smooth, they're expecting noise, they're expecting maybe lateral, G's or whatever, but they're not expecting rumble strips. Stay in the middle of the track.
All right, who doesn't know what rumble strips are? I mean, let's start with that. All right.
Okay, rumble strips are usually a corner exit, or sometimes on an apex in here in corner 6, 7. But you want to stay off of them. Not only that, but it's cooler today. They're slick, number 1. Number 2 is the kid's not expecting them. The other ones that I do, Daytona and Sebring, the kids do not talk to the drivers. They're taught 3 things. This, or this. And we see them out of the corner of our eyes because we're flying. I've never seen a kid do nothing but this. To the point where pro drivers are like, hey kid, that's it for this corner. I didn't know it.
So yeah, that's one thing we're going to go over. So the etiquette for the track, so we're on the same page before we get on the track right now. Drivers, black shirts. Volunteers, red shirts. Some of the management team are in white shirts, but any of the drivers that want to grab a volunteer to ask any question, just grab somebody in the red. The media teams will also be acting as some of the corner workers, so if you see them in the green, all over the place, there are going to be some areas of the track on the inside and on the outside, taking video and photos of the children getting in the car, getting out, as you come into specific turns, as you cross the finish line. Just keep that all in your back of your minds. Media is going to be with the green harnesses. Keep in mind, I want you to utilize that hashtag for this year when you do your social media. I encourage social media, tag back Ride2Revive, tag back your friends. Just please be cognizant about not doing it while you're driving. I had a very funny video get sent to me last year where it looked incredible. That car ride was one driver and 3 children in the car, and they looked like they had a blast. The inside of the car was like lit, music playing, the kids were freaking out. And I'm looking as the selfie's going on, as the apex rumbles, and they're all freaking out. And about 30 seconds of this 59-second video was them looking in the screen. I'm saying, I don't understand. This is crazy. That same video was sent to me by 15 different people that followed this one driver and said, what is he doing? He's on the track. Don't you guys use etiquette? Don't you take away their cell phones? We're not gonna do that, guys. We're not in kindergarten. Just be smart. When you guys are in pit lane, if you want to take a photo, snap it, be my guest. Utilize the hashtag R2R, Ride2Revive, or R2R2020. Those are going to be the official hashtags. Because content for Prestige Imports, for those that follow us on social media, is so important, it's not because we like to bloat and just brand ourselves, but we need to expose the Ride2Revive brand across the country. The game plan, now going into our 10th year, is to bring this event to large cities across the United States. By doing that and building that media content depth, it takes days like this and having an overwhelming amount of gentlemen with cameras. Okay? That's why we have such great media. So that's going to bring us into our pace lap. By us, Gorilla, Clive, and myself talking about the track, it's one thing. But having you guys in your vehicles and doing a quick pace lap, that's going to show you the track, allow you to feel comfortable, get out of the car once we pull back in a pit lane or back in the garages, and any question you guys have, please don't hesitate to walk up to Gorilla, walk up to Clive, walk up maybe to another co-driver of yours that's been to this track. I see a ton of people that have been to this track many times. If you have a simple question, what gear should I bid in coming into this turn? How's my braking? How should I be? Don't hesitate to ask. This is a fun day. There's no race at the end of this for $1 million if we win. This is strictly for the kids, so don't hesitate, okay? Getting on the track right now, this is what we're going to do. I want to allow you guys to have some time for yourselves for 15, 20 minutes if we have the time before the children come. So I'd like to get you guys in the vehicle because for 2 full laps, I want all the cars on the track. We're not going to separate the cars. We're going to have everybody on the track at the same time. We're going to have a very long snake through the inner workings of the course. The reason we want that is strictly for the content purposes. We're going to have the Homestead pickup truck in the car in front. The main vehicle in front is going to be the Homestead police car with the lights on. Behind that will be the series of Prestige Imports vehicles led by the Donnie Vulcan. And then, of course, the lineup in the back. We are going to be doing 2 side-by-sides. Very smart about this. We're not going to be going more than 15 or 20 miles an hour. This is just for media. You will have video guys at the checkered flag pole. You'll have media guys in the corner workers. You'll have media guys in the back of the car. And our team may walk up to you to ask to throw a GoPro on the car. Nothing's going to happen with the car, obviously. We've done this for many years. It's a simple suction. That's going to be 2 laps. We're going to come out of pit lane. You're going to go across. You're going to cross the checkered flag. Once you go through the entire course, that's 1 lap. And you're going to do it a second time. As you come back in, remember, come back in the pit lane. What we're going to do is keep all of you guys together and have you go back into your respective garages. We're going to pull out right after that 2 lap time. We're going to allow 10 cars at a time to go out for a 3-lap session. Okay, in your vehicles, by yourselves, with your spouses, children, but as you guys. I want you guys to become familiar with the track before you have a child in the car. Have a little bit of fun, but please, this isn't like a little bit of fun, like we want to go ahead and ruin our afternoon or our day. A little bit of fun is just you guys becoming familiar with the track. For those that haven't been there, we also want to get back to you. I want you to be able to be in your car. If you have a passenger with you, allow that passenger to take that one selfie video. Allow that passenger to take that boomerang video of coming around the track. But do it on this lap. Don't do it while we're with the children. Okay? So remember, 2 pace laps. All cars on the track together, just for great content. Familiarize you guys with the track. We're going to pull in 10 cars at a time. We're going to release for 3 laps apiece. Only 10 cars on the track at one time, 3 laps apiece. Come in on the 3rd. Please be respectful because we don't have a ton of time, but I want you guys to have some fun. Once we pull in, I want everybody to go back to their garages, and then we're going to call up once the children arrive, and we welcome everybody. We do a very grand entrance and welcoming. We will call everybody back on the track, and groups of 10 based on your garages. Okay? You all on the same page?
One year when we did the side-by-side, we went through the banking really slow, and I think people were starting to slide down.
That's a
We're
great
talking about
point.
50, 20 miles an hour. The banking, obviously, we got a little bit
We'll
faster.
keep the speed up for that.
That's a great point. So one of the things when we do come around banking, because of physics, we need to make sure that we keep a specific pace. Follow on the banking the vehicle in front of you. Please just remember that the vehicle may do something left or right that you don't know because you're now changing physics of the car. Okay? So please just be aware, keep your speed up on that. We'll come into the checker flags. We're going to have fun.
Who's never done side-by-side before? Okay. Simple, 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 simple. All right, pretend you're on the highway. If we're side by side, and he's the inside car and I'm the outside car, As we're going around a left-hand turn, I'm gonna go wide. He's gonna go tight. If it's the other way, it's the same business, okay? You don't have to stay at speedway because that means the outside car has to speed. Keep your speed. By the time you get out of that turn, you're gonna be right there with that other car. When we get past turn number 8, which is the hairpin, that one, little itty bitty tiny thing of a hairpin, and we get up onto the back straight of Homestead-Miami Speedway and onto the banking. We are going to speed it up because we do know physics. You're going to go like this. So we're going to make sure that you stay up on that track, not slide down. So we'll make sure about that. We're not going to be going at full speed at that point. We're still going slow because this is content. Okay, content. I don't want you guys to have a bad weekend, an expensive weekend. I love him. I love his company. I love his business. But I want to keep you out of his body shop. At least on this event. What you do after this, please come to his body shop. After this event is over, for all of you, when this is over, you're going to want to consider, good word, you're going to want to consider coming to the shop and getting new brakes, getting an oil change, because you're gonna put your car through a little bit today. It's gonna do stuff that it normally doesn't do. Okay? Your right rear tire is going to have a very hard day today. If you don't know what that means, I'm gonna help you out. Up on the banking, not that one, that one. Up on the banking. When you're up there, the tire that takes the majority of the load is that right rear tire. We are going to come by every now and again and check your tires. If your tires look, if I were to mean that they're just a little bit on the unsafe side, I love you. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to ask you to come off the track. Not because you can't drive it, not because I doubt your ability or doubt your car, but when you get up on that banking, it doesn't care that it's a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or a McLaren or whatever. It thinks you're a screwed up little Toyota and it'll blow your tire because it wants to. The asphalt on this track, here's the fun part. We live where there's coral. They took coral, mushed it up, and used it as aggregate for this track. So as the black stuff starts wearing away, that coral starts to come up, and it likes to shred your tire. Little bit by little bit by little bit. So you could have the best Michelins on your car right now, the best Pirellis. You could say that you've got it. When you get up on that banking at 75 miles an hour, that right rear tire is going to want to go boom if this happens. Please. Both hands on the steering wheel. Get your foot off that accelerator and start slowing down. Try and keep your car under control. The first thing it's going to want to do is shoot up to the right and up onto the wall. Don't fight your car, but it is going to do this. Hold on to your car, keep control. As you come around, stick that arm out and start coming down into pit lane. If your tire shreds, let it shred. It's okay. It's okay. We want to get you off the track safely. You're going to come into pit in, and you're going to go into one of the very first set of stalls right there. Don't drive your car into the paddock. Stop on one of the, you'll see big squares on the ground. Go in there and stop. Okay? This radio is Homestead-Miami Speedway. I have 3 people up at the top of the tower that are going to tell me everything that's going on this track. Good, bad, or otherwise. I will know if you're in trouble the same time you get in trouble. If that happens, again, Foot off the accelerator, that's the number one thing, and hold on to your steering wheel. If you are going to make contact with the wall, and I'm giving you the worst case scenario so you're prepared for it in case. If you're going to make contact with the wall, let go of the steering wheel. Because when that front corner hits, it's going to go like this and you're going to break your wrist. Let go. If you can hold on to yourself, hold on to yourself. If you have a little one, hold on to yourself and protect that child. Protect that child. Sometimes things happen, and I'd rather minimize the damage to you and that child. Your car can always go to the body shop. Can always get fixed. Okay? They've got a great body shop. Trust me. Not very.
Not very. And it's cooler today, so we got two things working for us today.
The temperature's nice.
Yeah, temperature's nice. Right rear tire though, whatever we set up for Daytona is always at least 3/4 of a pound less than every other tire, because that's where we eat it. And it's a sharp right into the wall. I can tell you that.
Not a good time.
You do it side by side, right? On the second time, right?
You won't be going fast enough for that little tab. Let's start with that.
Like, it really depends on the person that's on the back, right?
Well, you're both going to be up on the bank.
On the other bank, now is.
At the mid-track. So just follow the car in front. We're not going to be going fast enough for your right rear tire during that time to really put a strong load on it. That's going to be more when you're going 75 miles an hour and you're honestly on your second lap. That's going to be, honestly, that'll be what we call a hot lap. That's when you're really going at speed. You've already felt it. The child is doing good. You're going to be at 75 for sure on that. Okay? That first one, you're coming out, you're coming to speed. And on the last one, you're starting to slow down to come back in. So really, you're going to get 1 out of the 3 laps that's going to be at the speed that we're looking at. So it's very rare that that happens. I just wanted to make you aware of it so that you're not surprised if it does happen. Okay? Another thing, yes sir?
Yes, you remember your garage.
Yeah. Yeah, tops down, oh yeah.
It's just simple things like housekeeping of seatbelts.
Yeah, make sure this.
I have a couple of questions. I'm not sure if we already addressed this.
Okay.
How many kids are actually participating today?
We have close to 90 children.
90 children. How many times does the driver take them around the track? 3 times. How many minutes does that take to go around?
We're at 75, we're doing maybe 2 minute laps. Maybe 2 minutes per lap.
So 6 to 7 minutes between the entire process of on the actual track, pit lane, and coming back in the pit lane. About 6 to 7 minutes, but the process of waiting for the group in front of you to go and take the child out of the vehicle that was just with you, allow the cars to now move forward to get placed after the first group just left. Then the new group of children get placed in your car with the volunteers, be ready to go. That is more or less a 10 to 12 minute process.
Are they allowed to go again around the track?
They'll come out and their group will be called back up and they'll go again.
You'll definitely have some of the same children twice, but at the beginning stages, for the first 2 hours, you're going to go through a tons of new.
Yeah.
How many kids are assigned to each one of these cars?
They're not assigned. They're in groups, so they'll have color groups. So let's say group blue, group gold, group red. Blue is going to go, they're going to load, and off you go. While you're out, group gold will start loading.
So the children themselves are grouped, where you guys are all, right, where the children are grouped based on market. What's that?
This is before it.
Yes.
Any confidentiality issues, taking pictures with the kids and posting on their social media?
Great question. So to date, we have not had that problem happen because a lot of the times the families are very okay with promoting it. As long as there's nothing derogatory being said or silly being posted about it, I don't see it to be a problem at all. So that's a great question. In the last 9 years, that has not come up.
Treat these kids like they were yours. Think about that. Treat them as if they were your child in the car. And don't, we're all grown-ups. We know what to say. We know what not to say. Pretty much. Okay. Any last questions?
I remember when my kids were young and I had a stick shift and I had a manual. Now I have the kids, with my hand on their hand, shifting through the gears. And you do that with the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see, no.
Because
I always say high school to the principal, I'm gonna defer to.
Actually, I would prefer that you, I just don't want anything silly happening because you went off and did something different. Again,
if they have their hand on top of yours, not
top
their
of
hand,
yours maybe.
not their
but
hand,
certainly
their hand not on the
other way.
shifter, their hand on top of yours.
That's a different.
One other silly thing, just with what we're seeing on the media today and the recent death in Washington State, I noticed Canava, Kenora, whatever the hell the name is, virus is around, it's there. We know that the immune systems of some of these children are not the greatest. They're here because the doctors have given them either. But practice the fist bump.
Yeah.
Practice the fist bump, practice a little elbow. I saw something on Instagram this morning that people in China are now doing this. Practice something a little bit different. Not because it's anything about elbow bump, not because it's anything about the children's sickness, it's just because we don't want to spread what this whole possible thing could be.
What it's doing or whatever.
What it could
Any last questions?
Last question?
Last questions?
All right,
No?
so remember, 2 laps for pace. Everybody pulls right back in. Then we're going to allow everyone to come back up, and it's going to be 3 laps by yourselves in the car, groups of 10. So you guys lots of fun, learn the track rules. The last thing I'm going to request that I've done the last couple of years is I'm going to stand in front of the stage, and I'm going to do my little silly Instagram video where I'm going to talk into the camera, and then I'm going to turn around. And as I turn around with the camera, to have everybody see yourselves, I want massive cheers and celebration. I don't know why 156,000 wackos follow me. I don't think I'm that important, but I want everybody that's not here with us today to know exactly what they're missing, okay? So when I do this, principal, I would ask you to be in it, but I really didn't like my principal, so all right, guys, we're here for the 2020 version of Ride2Revive, and I only have 2 friends of ours with us, but I'm just kidding. Actually, let's give a round of applause.
Amazing afternoon, guys. Let's get all in our cars.
Be safe and be smart.